For thousands of years, humanity has lived on this planet believing we are the first, the most advanced, the most intellectually evolved species to walk the earth. But the deeper we dig into ancient ruins, forgotten scriptures, unexplained megastructures, and mysterious artifacts, the more this belief begins to shake. Imagine, for a moment, a world far older than our recorded history suggests. A world where civilizations existed long before Sumerians etched their first symbols, long before Egyptians shaped the pyramids, long before the Indus Valley civilization planned sewer systems and brick-lined cities. Imagine that beneath our oceans, beneath layers of earth and ash, beneath forgotten deserts swallowed by time, there once lived humans, or human-like beings, who understood things we are only beginning to rediscover. The mysteries of consciousness, telepathic communication, energy-based technology, sound-frequency levitation of megastones, navigation by stars, and healing through vibration instead of medicine. What if history is not a straight line, but a cycle? Rising, falling, and rising again. Civilizations like Göbekli Tepe, dated over 12,000 years old, challenge everything we were taught in school. This temple existed 7,000 years before the pyramids, built with precision-carved stone pillars weighing tons, in an era when mainstream historians say humans were mere hunter-gatherers with no tools, no writing, no architecture. Yet there the structure stands, aligned to astronomical positions, filled with symbolic animal engravings, suggesting ritual, science, and structured belief. How could primitive people build something so advanced? Either history is wrong, or there was once knowledge we lost. Then we have underwater ruins such as Yonaguni, Japan, and Dwarka, India, filled with roads, step pyramids, archways, and rectangular structures carved by intelligent hands. They lie deep beneath the sea, suggesting that thousands of years ago, before sea levels rose, there was a thriving coastal civilization wiped out by a global event. Scientists say the last time sea levels rose this drastically was after the last ice age, meaning these ruins predate all known civilizations. This is where history becomes uncomfortable. Academics like to say humanity evolved gradually, that we learned slowly, developed tools slowly, built cities slowly. But when we look at the evidence, we see jumps, leaps, breaks in patterns. Civilizations appear suddenly, fully formed, with mathematics, engineering, city planning, astronomy. The Maya calculated planetary movements with insane accuracy. Egyptians aligned pyramids to Orion's belt. The Indus Valley created drainage systems better than some modern towns. How does advanced knowledge appear instantly without a developmental chain? Unless there were civilizations before them, older, technologically advanced, who taught, or whose remnants were found, studied, and used as templates. What if pyramids are not just tombs, but energy devices? Built with granite, a piezoelectric material capable of generating energy, lined with specific angles, tunnels, and chambers that resonate with sound frequencies. Sound can levitate, sound can shatter glass, sound can heal. So why not sound-activated energy machines? Nikola Tesla once said that if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of frequency, energy, and vibration. Did ancient people understand this already? Now comes the deeper question. Where did that knowledge come from? Theories vary. A previous advanced human civilization lost to catastrophe. Extraterrestrial contact in ancient times. A parallel species evolving separately. Human consciousness once more advanced than today. We find strange skulls in Peru, elongated deliberately, suggesting communication with higher beings. In Bolivia, we find laser-smooth cuts on stone harder than steel. In Egypt, drill holes in granite show machining beyond primitive tools. In Mexico, pyramids generate electromagnetic anomalies. These are not coincidences. They are pieces of a puzzle we haven't solved. Pause and consider. What if humans once used mind-based technology instead of machines? Telepathy instead of language? Energy healing instead of medicine? Levitation instead of cranes? Ancient texts describe this constantly. Hindu vimanas flying through the sky, the Matrix of Amenti, the Emerald Tablets, the Book of Thoth, the Dead Sea Scrolls, Atlantean records of a lost world consumed by water. Plato wrote that Atlantis vanished in a single day. Native Americans speak of sky people who taught agriculture. Aboriginals describe dream-walking and consciousness travel. Egyptians believed the soul existed in multiple dimensions. What if consciousness itself was once a tool? What if human minds were stronger, more connected, more aware, and something caused it all to collapse? Some researchers believe a global cataclysm wiped out the ancient world. The Younger Dryas impact theory suggests a massive comet struck Earth around 12,800 years ago, triggering flooding, wildfires, volcanic winter, perfectly matching legends of the Great Flood found in every major religion and culture. Noah in the Bible, Manu in Hindu texts, Ziusudra in Sumerian tablets, Deucalion in Greek myths. Why do unrelated civilizations share the same story? Because they experienced it, or inherited memory from survivors. Survivors who fled to mountains, caves, highlands, carrying fragments of knowledge. Over millennia, it fragmented, distorted, mythologized. But symbols remained: the pine cone, the third eye, the serpent of knowledge, the tree of life. They appear in Egypt, Sumer, Maya, Aztec, Hindu, Celtic cultures separated by oceans, by time. Did these civilizations share a common origin, or receive knowledge from the same source? And then, consciousness, still the biggest mystery. Modern science can't explain dreams, intuition, near-death awareness, telepathy, remote viewing, past life memory, or the fact that meditation changes brainwaves. Studies show people sensing danger before it happens, milliseconds earlier than the event. Mothers feel their children's pain across distance. Twins think alike without speaking. Human consciousness is a frequency transmitter. Our brain waves measurable like radio signals. So what if ancient civilizations mastered this? What if they built structures that amplify consciousness, enhance telepathy, expand perception? Pyramids, stone circles, megaliths, maybe they were not monuments, but devices. Tools for unlocking the mind. We think technology means smartphones, satellites, AI. But what if the highest technology is internal, not external? We might not be evolving. We might be remembering. Slowly, gradually. Awakening through curiosity. Because knowledge never dies. It sleeps. Beyond human psychology and biology, some clandestine programs explore the nature of reality itself. The Philadelphia experiment, a legendary and controversial alleged naval experiment from the 1940s, is said to have involved attempts to render a ship invisible or teleport it through space-time. Whether fact, fiction, or exaggeration, the story fuels ongoing speculation that governments have accessed technologies far beyond public understanding. Similarly, alleged black projects funded by secret budgets, often referred to as the black budget, are thought to include experimental propulsion systems, anti-gravity vehicles, and classified aerospace programs. These programs may utilize materials and knowledge sourced from crashed unidentified flying objects, UFOs, leading to speculation about reverse engineering of alien technology. These hidden research efforts often blur the lines between science and the paranormal. For example, remote viewing and psychic spying are dismissed by many as pseudoscience, yet intelligence agencies devoted millions of dollars over decades investigating them seriously. Similarly, experiments exploring consciousness manipulation, astral projection, and out-of-body experiences have been reportedly pursued under military or secretive agency auspices. The potential to harness such phenomena could revolutionize communication, espionage, and warfare. Still, the ethical concerns remain immense, especially when experiments involve non-consensual subjects or psychologically vulnerable populations. Some of the most disturbing aspects of secret human experimentation include the use of children and vulnerable populations as test subjects. Allegations of secret government-run, black sites, or underground bases where children with extraordinary abilities or disabilities are subjected to horrific experiments appear in numerous whistleblower accounts and conspiracy theories. These allegations often include claims of torture, forced psychic training, and mind control conditioning. Although difficult to verify, such stories persist, reflecting widespread fears about the potential abuse of power in hidden hands. Adding another layer to these covert activities are the numerous whistleblower testimonies from former intelligence officers, military personnel, and scientists who claim to have witnessed or participated in classified research involving advanced AI integration with human biology. The concept of cyborg soldiers, where human bodies are enhanced or controlled through cybernetic implants linked to artificial intelligence, is no longer purely speculative. Reports of brain-computer interfaces, neural implants, and even efforts to digitally replicate human consciousness circulate among these insiders. The implications are staggering, raising questions about identity, free will, and the future of human evolution. At the intersection of secret research and public technology, there have been breakthroughs that suddenly appear as if out of nowhere. The rapid development of technologies like quantum computing, nanotechnology, and biotech interfaces sometimes surprises the mainstream scientific community, prompting speculation that they are derived from secret programs developed decades earlier. The lack of transparency means that some technological advances may be far older and more mature than publicly admitted. One cannot discuss secret governmental research without acknowledging the role of international cooperation and competition. During the Cold War, the United States and Soviet Union engaged in intense technological races, some of which pushed ethical boundaries. Reports suggest the Soviets had similar mind control and psychic research programs. Today, with the rise of new global powers, it is plausible that similar secret initiatives continue under different governments, corporations, or shadow entities, competing or collaborating in the background. The impact of these covert experiments extends beyond those directly involved. Societies may be unknowingly shaped by the outcomes of secret manipulations, from influencing political ideologies and social behaviors to engineering economic systems. The widespread use of surveillance, data collection, and psychological profiling, often justified as necessary for security, can be seen as extensions of these shadow research programs. Ultimately, the truth behind secret government research and hidden human experiments challenges the narratives we accept about human nature, free will, and the limits of science. The ethical, philosophical, and existential questions raised are profound. If certain entities control the knowledge of human potential, who decides how that knowledge is used? If consciousness can be manipulated or augmented artificially, what happens to identity and morality? If secret programs exist beyond oversight or accountability, how can society safeguard human rights and freedoms? Across every continent and culture, history is sprinkled with events, locations, and phenomena that defy conventional explanation. From eerie natural landmarks and inexplicable disappearances to ancient artifacts that challenge our understanding of history, these mysteries continue to baffle scientists, historians, and enthusiasts alike. These phenomena stretch the boundaries of known science and invite us to question our assumptions about reality, time, space, and even human potential. Some of these unexplained events have been documented for centuries, while others have emerged only in recent decades, yet all carry an aura of intrigue and wonder that has captivated millions. One of the most famous unexplained phenomena is the Bermuda Triangle, a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean notorious for the mysterious disappearance of ships, planes, and people. The Bermuda Triangle's legend began to take shape in the mid-20th century when numerous reports emerged of vessels vanishing without a trace, often under bizarre circumstances. Despite extensive investigations, no single explanation has definitively solved the mystery. Scientific theories propose natural explanations such as methane hydrate eruptions causing water density changes, sudden rogue waves, or magnetic anomalies interfering with navigation instruments. However, these theories do not fully account for the sheer number of disappearances and the accounts of strange lights, unusual weather patterns, or electronic malfunctions experienced by those who survived. The Bermuda Triangle remains a symbol of the ocean's vast and unpredictable mysteries. Similarly, the Dyatlov Pass incident in the Ural Mountains of Russia is a chilling case that continues to puzzle experts and conspiracy theorists. In 1959, 9 experienced hikers died under mysterious circumstances, with their tent found torn from the inside and their bodies scattered, some with severe internal injuries yet no external wounds, others missing tongues and eyes. The official investigation cited an unknown compelling force, but theories have ranged widely, from avalanches and infrasound-induced panic to secret military tests and even encounters with extraterrestrial beings. The lack of conclusive evidence and contradictory witness reports fuel ongoing debates and renewed investigations, with new forensic technology and expedition teams attempting to shed light on the tragedy decades later. Across the globe in Peru, the Nazca Lines present another enigma that has fascinated archaeologists and researchers for over a century. These massive geoglyphs etched into the desert floor depict animals, plants, and geometric shapes, some spanning hundreds of meters. Their purpose and method of creation remain debated. Some suggest they were religious or astronomical markers used by ancient civilizations, while others propose they were landing strips or signals for extraterrestrial visitors. The precision and scale of the lines, visible only from the air, suggest a sophisticated knowledge of geometry and surveying by a culture that had no known access to flight technology. Attempts to decipher the lines' meanings continue to yield new hypotheses, but no definitive answers. Another compelling mystery is the Stonehenge Monument in England, a prehistoric structure built from massive standing stones arranged in a circular layout. Stonehenge's construction, dating back over 4,000 years, has baffled engineers and historians, particularly regarding how ancient peoples transported the massive stones over long distances and erected them with such precision. Beyond its architectural marvel, Stonehenge is believed to have been an astronomical observatory or a ceremonial site aligned with solstices and celestial events. Yet, despite extensive research, the full cultural and spiritual significance remains elusive, inspiring numerous theories involving druidic rites, healing powers, or even alien intervention. Natural phenomena also contribute to the catalogue of the unexplained. The sailing stones of Death Valley are a rare and perplexing occurrence, where large boulders seemingly move across the desert floor on their own, leaving long tracks behind them. For decades, scientists were baffled about how these stones, some weighing hundreds of kilograms, moved without human or animal intervention. Recent studies suggest a combination of ice formation, wind, and wet conditions might explain the phenomenon, but the exact conditions are rare and still subject to ongoing study. The stone's slow but persistent migration remains a remarkable natural curiosity and a reminder of nature's hidden forces. In the realm of the paranormal, countless reports of ghost sightings, poltergeists, and hauntings persist worldwide. Whether it is the Tower of London's spectral figures, the restless spirits reported in New Orleans' French Quarter, or the infamous hauntings of the Amityville House, such stories often intertwine folklore, personal experiences, and cultural beliefs. While skeptics attribute these experiences to psychological phenomena or environmental factors, for many, these hauntings represent a bridge between our world and something beyond, suggesting that human consciousness might interact with realms we do not yet comprehend. The study of paranormal phenomena remains a controversial yet persistent field that challenges materialistic views of reality. Another deeply puzzling phenomenon involves spontaneous human combustion, SHC, where individuals allegedly burst into flames without an apparent external source of ignition. Documented cases are rare but highly disturbing, often leaving bodies burned almost completely while surrounding objects remain relatively untouched. Various theories have attempted to explain SHC, including static electricity, methane buildup inside the body, or unknown biochemical processes, but none are universally accepted. SHC remains one of the more bizarre and unsettling mysteries, raising questions about human biology and the potential for unknown energy forces within us. In recent decades, the resurgence of UFO sightings and alien encounter claims has brought renewed attention to the mysteries of the sky. Governments worldwide have acknowledged the existence of unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, and even released declassified documents and videos showing objects exhibiting flight characteristics beyond current technological capabilities. While the origins of these phenomena remain unconfirmed, the sheer volume of credible witness reports, from military pilots to civilians, demands serious consideration. The implications of extraterrestrial visitation, if verified, would profoundly alter humanity's understanding of our place in the universe and raise existential questions about life beyond Earth. Beyond physical phenomena, there are also temporal anomalies and time-slip experiences where individuals report inexplicably traveling through time or witnessing events from different eras. These stories, often anecdotal, describe sudden shifts in surroundings, encounters with people in period clothing, or glimpses into alternate realities. While these experiences lack scientific validation, they have been documented across cultures and centuries, challenging our linear understanding of time and suggesting the possibility of multidimensional existence or glitches in the space-time fabric. The common thread tying these mysteries together is their invitation to explore the unknown and confront the limits of human knowledge. They stimulate curiosity, skepticism, and imagination, pushing science to innovate new methods of investigation and inspiring philosophical reflection on the nature of existence. Whether rooted in natural phenomena not yet understood, deliberate hoaxes, or genuine paranormal events, these unexplained mysteries remind us of the vastness and complexity of the universe we inhabit. In an age dominated by technology and data, the persistence of these enigmas encourages humility. They suggest that despite all our scientific advances, much remains beyond our grasp, hidden in the shadows of time and space, waiting for discovery. As research continues, new tools such as satellite imaging, DNA analysis, quantum physics, and artificial intelligence are increasingly applied to unravel these puzzles, promising fresh insights and perhaps answers to questions humanity has pondered for millennia. Among the many unexplained phenomena that fascinate and terrify humanity, haunted places stand out as one of the most compelling and enduring mysteries. Across every continent, there are locations shrouded in stories of restless spirits, eerie apparitions, and unexplainable phenomena that have persisted for centuries. These haunted sites are often deeply intertwined with tragic histories, violent deaths, or unspeakable events, and they serve as portals where the boundary between the living and the dead appears to thin, allowing supernatural activity to seep through. Despite skepticism and scientific advances, these locations continue to attract thrill-seekers, paranormal investigators, historians, and even ordinary people who are captivated by the possibility that ghosts or otherworldly entities might truly exist. In this paragraph, we will explore some of the most famous haunted places around the world, examining their histories, the chilling accounts associated with them, and the mysteries they present to the modern world. One of the most infamous haunted locations is the Tower of London in England. This ancient fortress, built almost 1,000 years ago, has a gruesome reputation as a site of imprisonment, torture, and execution. The tower's dark history is filled with tales of political intrigue, betrayal, and death. The most famous ghost said to haunt the tower is that of Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII, who was executed on charges of treason and adultery. Visitors and guards have reported sightings of her headless figure wandering the grounds, carrying her severed head under her arm. Other ghosts said to roam the tower include the princes in the tower, two young boys who mysteriously disappeared, believed to have been murdered in the late 15th century. Reports of cold spots, strange noises, and sudden feelings of dread have long been part of the tower's eerie atmosphere, making it a magnet for paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Despite centuries of investigation, no definitive explanation has been found for these ghostly encounters, and the tower's spectral reputation remains firmly entrenched in British folklore. Crossing the Atlantic to the United States, the Amityville House in New York is perhaps the most notorious haunted house in modern American history. This modest suburban home became infamous after a series of violent murders occurred there in 1974 when Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed 6 members of his family. The house gained further notoriety when the Lutz family moved in a year later, only to flee after 28 days, claiming to have experienced terrifying paranormal activity, including disembodied voices, levitating objects, and terrifying apparitions. The Amityville haunting inspired a best-selling book, multiple movies, and a host of skeptics and believers debating the truth behind the events. Despite many investigations and conflicting testimonies, no conclusive evidence has been found to prove or disprove the supernatural claims. Yet the legend endures, captivating imaginations and inspiring fear. In Europe, the Château de Brissac in France is famous for the legend of the Green Lady, a ghost believed to be that of Charlotte of France, who was murdered by her husband. Visitors report seeing a tall woman in a green dress with glowing eyes who wanders the castle halls. The castle itself, with its towering walls and ancient architecture, adds to the atmosphere of mystery and dread. Many claim to have heard unexplainable sounds, footsteps, and moans echoing through the empty corridors, making Château de Brissac one of France's most haunted landmarks. Moving to Asia, the Aokigahara Forest at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan is infamous as the Suicide Forest. Known for its dense trees and eerily quiet environment, it has been the site of numerous tragic deaths. The forest is believed by some to be haunted by restless spirits, or yurei, who are thought to linger in the area due to the violent and untimely nature of their deaths. Many who enter report feelings of intense despair, disorientation, and even sightings of shadowy figures. The forest's reputation has sparked numerous stories of paranormal activity, making it both a place of sorrow and a source of supernatural lore deeply embedded in Japanese culture. The phenomena here highlight how cultural beliefs and tragic history combine to create enduring hauntings that defy rational explanation. Another legendary haunted site is the Poveglia Island in Italy, often referred to as one of the most haunted places in the world. This small island near Venice served as a quarantine station for plague victims and later as a mental asylum. The brutal conditions and the suffering endured by those confined there have left a dark mark on the island's history. Many visitors and paranormal investigators report eerie sensations, unexplained noises, and ghostly apparitions. Tales of tortured souls and malevolent spirits pervade the island's reputation, and it remains off-limits to the public for safety reasons, fueling speculation and myth. Closer to home in Pakistan, the Churails Forest near Islamabad is steeped in folklore about a female spirit, or demon known as the Churail, believed to haunt the woods and prey on unsuspecting travelers. Locals tell stories of eerie cries, sudden chills, and strange figures glimpsed between the trees. While some dismiss these tales as superstition, others swear by their personal experiences, asserting that the forest is indeed a place where the supernatural manifests. This blend of cultural belief and unexplained occurrences makes Churail's Forest a fascinating example of how legends evolve and persist. Apart from specific locations, many haunted places share common paranormal phenomena, including orbs of light, cold spots, disembodied voices, poltergeist activity, and shadow figures. Orbs, often captured in photographs and videos, are small balls of light that appear without obvious sources and are believed by some to be manifestations of spirits or energy. Cold spots, sudden and localized drops in temperature, are commonly reported during ghostly encounters and are thought to signal the presence of a supernatural entity. Disembodied voices, or electronic voice phenomena, EVP, are often captured during paranormal investigations as unexplained sounds or words recorded on audio devices, suggesting communication from beyond the grave. Poltergeist activity, characterized by moving objects, knocking sounds, and other disturbances, adds a dynamic and often frightening dimension to hauntings. Shadow figures, dark humanoid shapes, seen fleetingly in peripheral vision, are one of the most mysterious and chilling manifestations reported across cultures. Scientific attempts to explain hauntings often focus on environmental factors, psychological influences, and neurological conditions. For instance, some researchers propose that certain electromagnetic fields or infrasound frequencies can induce feelings of unease, hallucinations, or even auditory phenomena in sensitive individuals. Psychological explanations include the power of suggestion, confirmation bias, and the brain's tendency to find patterns or faces in random stimuli, known as pareidolia. However, while these theories may explain some experiences, they often fail to account for the consistency and complexity of reported hauntings across time and cultures, leaving room for alternative interpretations. Paranormal research groups employ various tools such as EMF meters, thermal cameras, digital recorders, and infrared sensors to capture evidence during investigations. Though scientific validation remains elusive, many investigators and witnesses believe that these technologies have captured genuine supernatural activity. The intersection of folklore, personal experience, and technology continues to push the boundaries of what we understand about hauntings. Ultimately, haunted places serve as reminders of our fascination with death, the afterlife, and the unknown. Whether these ghost stories are manifestations of grief, cultural mythology, or actual encounters with spirits, they tap into deep psychological and existential questions about mortality, consciousness, and what lies beyond. The persistence of these legends across centuries and cultures attests to their profound impact on human imagination and the human desire to connect with something beyond the tangible world. As you explore these haunted locations through stories and investigations, consider the blend of history, emotion, culture, and mystery that they embody. They challenge us to question the boundaries of reality, to open our minds to possibilities beyond empirical evidence, and to confront the universal human experience of fear, loss, and hope for something more. Paranormal phenomena have captivated human curiosity for centuries, fueling legends, folklore, and countless personal experiences that defy straightforward explanation. Yet, as much as ghost stories and supernatural accounts excite imaginations and entertain thrill-seekers, the scientific community remains largely skeptical, seeking empirical evidence and rational explanations for these enigmatic events. This tension between belief and skepticism is at the heart of the ongoing quest to understand paranormal phenomena. In this paragraph, we will delve deeply into the scientific approaches to investigating paranormal claims, the psychological and environmental factors that may explain many experiences, the challenges inherent in studying these phenomena, and why certain mysteries remain unresolved despite decades of scrutiny. To begin, it is essential to recognize that the term paranormal encompasses a wide range of reported experiences, from ghost sightings and poltergeist activity to cryptids, psychic phenomena, and unexplained lights or sounds. Due to the diverse nature of these claims, scientists approach them from multiple disciplines, including psychology, physics, neuroscience, and environmental science, each offering unique insights and theories. Among the most common paranormal reports are ghostly apparitions and hauntings, which have prompted extensive investigation using various scientific tools and methodologies. One of the key challenges in studying paranormal phenomena is the elusive and often subjective nature of the evidence. Many encounters occur spontaneously and cannot be reliably reproduced in controlled environments. Furthermore, the reliance on eyewitness testimony is problematic due to the fallibility of human perception and memory. Psychological research has demonstrated that the brain is prone to errors such as confirmation bias, the tendency to interpret information in a way that confirms one's pre-existing beliefs, and pareidolia, where the mind perceives meaningful patterns, such as faces or figures, in random stimuli. These cognitive biases can cause people to misinterpret shadows, reflections, or ambiguous sounds as supernatural manifestations. Moreover, psychological states such as stress, fatigue, grief, and fear can heighten suggestibility and lead to vivid hallucinations or sensory distortions. For example, sleep paralysis, a phenomenon where a person temporarily experiences an inability to move upon falling asleep or waking, is often accompanied by terrifying hallucinations of shadowy figures or presences. Many historical ghost sightings may be explained by such neurological events, which blur the line between waking reality and dreams, fueling beliefs in spirits. Environmental factors also play a significant role in shaping paranormal experiences. Scientists have studied the influence of electromagnetic fields, EMFs, and infrasound, sound waves below the threshold of human hearing, on human perception and emotions. Some research suggests that exposure to certain EMF levels can cause sensations of pressure, cold spots, or even hallucinations. Infrasound, generated by natural sources such as wind or earthquakes, or man-made structures like engines, can produce feelings of anxiety, unease, and chills. These physical stimuli could explain many reports of haunted houses, where people feel sudden drops in temperature or sense unseen presences. Additionally, the role of carbon monoxide poisoning has been explored in some famous haunted locations. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can cause headaches, dizziness, hallucinations, and even death at high levels. Cases have been documented where people experiencing hauntings were later found to have been exposed to this gas due to faulty heating systems, suggesting a medical cause for their experiences rather than a supernatural one. Despite these plausible explanations, many paranormal encounters remain stubbornly unexplained, fueling ongoing debate. This ambiguity arises partly from limitations in scientific methodologies when applied to the paranormal. For example, many paranormal investigations rely on tools such as EMF detectors, digital voice recorders, thermal imaging cameras, and infrared sensors to capture evidence. While these instruments can detect anomalies, their readings are often ambiguous and susceptible to false positives. EMF meters may pick up everyday electrical devices, thermal cameras can misinterpret temperature changes caused by drafts or body heat, and audio recorders might capture random noises mistaken for electronic voice phenomena, EVP. This makes it difficult to establish causality or confirm genuine paranormal activity. Furthermore, the human factor complicates investigations. Investigators may unintentionally influence results through expectation or desire to find evidence, a form of observer bias. The psychological environment created during investigations, darkness, suspense, and anticipation, can heighten suggestibility and misinterpretations. Skeptics argue that without rigorous controls and reproducibility, paranormal claims remain anecdotal and unscientific. On the other hand, many paranormal researchers and enthusiasts argue that scientific skepticism sometimes dismisses genuine phenomena prematurely due to rigid materialistic assumptions. They propose that consciousness may not be fully understood and that certain experiences might reflect interactions with dimensions or realities beyond current scientific grasp. Some theorists explore concepts from quantum mechanics and consciousness studies, suggesting that energy or information might persist beyond physical death in ways science has yet to uncover. These perspectives, while speculative, highlight the limits of current knowledge and the potential for future discoveries. Historically, paranormal research has been shaped by notable figures such as Harry Price, a pioneering British investigator who sought to bring scientific rigor to ghost hunting in the early 20th century, and organizations like the Society for Psychical Research, which systematically collected and analyzed accounts of paranormal events. More recently, technology has enabled a new wave of investigations through digital media, allowing for the recording and sharing of experiences worldwide, though this has also led to an increase in hoaxes and misinterpretations. In considering the broader cultural context, paranormal beliefs serve psychological and social functions. They provide comfort in times of loss, offer explanations for the unexplainable, and connect individuals to traditions and communities. Ghost stories and supernatural tales often reflect societal fears, moral lessons, or historical trauma, serving as cultural artifacts as much as literal accounts. Ultimately, the investigation of paranormal phenomena exists at the intersection of science, belief, and mystery. While many experiences can be explained through psychology, environmental science, or physics, others resist clear answers, inviting ongoing exploration. Whether viewed as misunderstood natural events, psychological phenomena, or genuine interactions with the supernatural, these mysteries challenge our understanding of reality and encourage open-minded inquiry. As technology advances and interdisciplinary research progresses, the potential to unravel some of these mysteries grows, even as the allure of the unknown continues to inspire human imagination. The journey to comprehend paranormal phenomena, thus remains one of the most intriguing quests in both science and culture. One that forces us to confront the limits of knowledge and the enduring power of mystery.